All right, guys, what's up? I got the keys here, back with another video. So, the subject today is going to be that there's a part of spirituality that nobody likes to talk about, right? And, this is like that, it's that part where, we try to disregard the human part of ourselves. Um, so, you don't need to meditate perfectly. You don't need to, manifest perfectly. You don't need to know it all, right? Because the more you know that you don't know, okay? Um, so, spirituality is a journey, not a destination, right? You're going to have mistakes, you're going to have doubts, you're going to still struggle. It's all part of your process, right? Um, you know, it's just like normal life, okay? It's just that you're more aware now. And you can choose to respond better, make better decisions, make better choices. Okay. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, it's just all love and light and it's all, sunshine and rainbows. And, it just gets easier and easier and easier, right? But that's not necessarily true. Um, a lot of these people will deny the dark side of spirituality, that there is things you have to deal with. There is negativity, there is negative thoughts, and that doesn't mean you have to get rid of them, but you have to face them. Um, it's like, everybody's like, oh, you just have to find a good thinking thought. You just have to choose to feel better. You just have to do right. But we all know it's not that easy sometimes, when you're in the moment of things. But I want you to know that's all part of the process. And it's not going to make anything worse. Okay. Um, you know, Trying to be perfect creates resistance, right? Not progress. It doesn't create the ability to move forward because you're trying to be something that is impossible to be. As a human being, you will never be perfect. Okay. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fuck up. It is just part of being a human and having a life. Okay. Um, so, again, trying to be perfect, this blocks intuition. This blocks your insight. This blocks your inner alignment because you're trying to be something you're not. God made us imperfectly perfect, right? So we are perfect in our imperfectness. And that is the entire idea, is that we're allowed to fuck up. We're allowed to mess up. We're allowed to move forward. We're allowed to make a mistake. Okay. It doesn't make you any less. It doesn't make you worth any less. If anything, it gives you experience and teaches you more. Okay. So, you're still human and you should embrace that, right? A lot of people, get into spirituality and start to think they're, just a god, or they're just this, or, they're all these deities or whatever. But they like to also try to get rid of the ego completely, which we most of us that have been on this journey far enough know the ego never goes away. It just rebuilds itself anew, right? Um, so this is about integrating the ego, right? And the human self, right? So you have the human mind, the ego, the conscious mind, okay? The thinking mind. That is your ego, okay? Now, it's not that it's separate. It's all part of the being, right? It's all part of your being. But we need to integrate that together and make it all connect, right? So that everything is working. And this doesn't happen overnight, okay? This takes integration. This takes processing. This takes serious dedication, because this shit gets hard. And this is a big part that people don't like to talk about. Um, they don't like to tell you that you might face some demons. They don't like to tell you that you might go through some really hard shit, like losing everything, right? Sometimes this happens on your spiritual journey because God's bringing you something way bigger that you can't see. And in that moment, it feels like your life is being thrown out the window, right? But I'm here to tell you, I've made it through some pretty rough shit, okay? Um, I'm not saying it's any worse than yours or any better. I'm just saying I've been through my side of pain. I've been through my side of struggle. And it all taught me to be the person I am today. So I don't regret any step of my life, because it all brought me to this point. So, you know, real spiritual growth comes from integrating your full self. That means all of yourself, your flaws, the shadow, the dark side, into the light, okay? So everybody has things that maybe aren't so great about themselves, okay? And they try to deny those things. They try to act like they're not there. But that's hiding yourself. That's not being you. That's not being authentic, right? You're not being the truest self. You're hiding parts of you from people. Now, I'm not telling you to, like, if your dark side is to murder people, like, obviously no. But like, our dark side is, the negative thoughts, the bad, how do I put, the bad habits and stuff we have, our addictions, etc. Okay. So that all needs to be integrated and shown to the world. Okay. You should not be hiding who you are. So, that's also a big part of this. So I want you guys to pick one small mindful habit today, right? Without any pressure to do it perfectly. And just start doing it, right? Whatever that may be, going to the gym, eating a little better. I don't know, there's so many things. Um, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right the first time. That's how we learn. It's just like when you learn to walk. Okay? You didn't know how to walk originally. You didn't know how to talk originally, but you taught yourself through your parents, through your family, right? Through family, friends, whatever. And eventually you learned over time, and now you have no problem walking. It's a subconscious movement, right? You just do it. So with that being said, spiritual growth isn't about being perfect, okay? It's about showing up for yourself and the other people around you, right? Um, so, start with a small step today, right? And move forward. And that's all you can do. Because there is no end to this. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. All of my links will be down in the description. Like and subscribe to the video, to the channel, and so we can get this out to more people, whoever may need it. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.